Jadi kembali Cynthia Oktaviani ingin mengingatkan kepada seluruh rekan-rekan yang masih berada di luar ruangan untuk dapat kembali merapat ke sini, karena sesaat lagi kita akan mendengar seminar tentang how to best execute your dream yang akan dibawakan oleh Mr. Matthew Adendorf, CEO dari Fusion Labs. Namun sebelumnya Cynthia juga ingin mengingatkan kembali ya bahwa Digital Amoeba Quest 2018 ini memang dibuat oleh Telkom Indonesia dan menjadi sebuah event tahunan yang bertujuan untuk meningkatkan spirit entrepreneurship ya. Jadi untuk semua karyawan yang ada di Telkom dan bahkan mungkin dari pihak eksternal dapat melihat-lihat, karena di sini sudah ada banyak sekali booth-booth menarik yang terdiri dari berbagai macam booth, mulai dari booth Amoeba, ada juga booth dari sponsor, dari partner, dan juga ada shared services dari tim Amoeba Management. Dan seperti yang tadi Cynthia janjikan, bahwa hari ini ada banyak sekali kegiatan yang sangat seru. Yang pertama ada Amoeba and Partner Exhibition, lalu ada juga seminars by local and international speakers, The Mentor Session 2, pitch battle dari para Amoeba. Jadi nanti rekan-rekan semua bisa langsung melihat bagaimana para Amoeba ini mempresentasikan tentang produk dan program yang mereka buat. Dan tentunya nanti juga akan ada launching the first cloud gaming in Indonesia yang dikembangkan melalui program Digital Amoeba. Jadi memang seru sekali hari ini. Dan seperti yang tadi Cynthia bilang, ada banyak sekali lokal dan juga international speakers yang sangat menarik. Dan yang pertama tadi sudah kita dengar bersama-sama ada Mrs. Lynn Thompson selaku Product and Incubation Director from IAG. Lalu nanti ada Mr. Matthew Adendorf, CEO dari Fusion Labs. Dan setelah itu akan ada sesi yang sangat menarik dari platform online transportation terbesar di Indonesia, yaitu Gojek. Karena sudah ada dua orang, yaitu Mbak Ingrid Silalahi selaku Head of Operation and Content Management System of Consumer Product, dan juga sudah ada Mas Bekuni Akbar selaku SVP Service Excellence dari Gojek. Wow, luar biasa sekali ya speaker kita pada hari ini. Dan sepertinya juga semuanya sudah tidak sabar. Jadi kalau begitu mungkin Cynthia akan langsung invite saja moderator kita pada hari ini, Mas Fauzan Faisal selaku CEO dari Amoeba Management. Boleh saya minta tepuk tangan yang sangat meriah untuk Mas Fauzan Faisal.
Tes. Oke. Kedengeran nggak? Ini ketukar nggak, Mas Reza, mic-nya? Kedengeran di sana? Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Semangat pagi. Rekan-rekan, kita akan diskusi dengan Matthew Adendorf dari Fusion Lab. Welcome Matthew on stage. Thank you. Jadi Matthew, Fusion Lab, nanti kita dengar apa itu Fusion Lab. Nanti kita bisa diskusi like we plan. I give time to you, and then we cut for discussions with questions. And the second part, I think we're a bit flexible on this, yeah.
Okay.
To get most of it.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
I think before we get started, semangat pagi. Pagi. I learned one thing on my
Start is
first
yours. Okay.
Can we bring up the presentation?
Linknya, guys.
All right. I hope everyone's well fed and feeling energetic after lunch. I know I am. And firstly, thank you very much for having me. This is my first time in Jakarta, Indonesia, and I'm really privileged to be here. So thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. As discussed, my name is Matthew Adendorf, and I am the CEO of one of Australia's leading innovation consultancies, Fusion Labs. And what I'm here to do today is really talk about something that I'm deeply passionate about, and that's entrepreneurship. But more importantly, it's about helping corporate entrepreneurs take products to market and help them navigate the uncertainty of all the things that can go wrong along the journey. So a little bit about Fusion Labs. We bring together a team of internationals who have innovated around the world, and we share these learnings with companies like Telkom and others. Before joining Fusion Labs, I was brought up in South Africa, and I worked in a number of African countries helping large corporates innovate until I founded my own business called Switch Innovation in Cape Town and in London. Before that, I was head of innovation of the world's largest vehicle tracking business. It's called Tracker, and we managed over 2 million vehicles in terms of telematics and vehicle tracking. During that time, I learned how difficult it was working in a large organization to take new innovations to market and how to navigate, all the complexities that came with it. So a little bit about Fusion Labs.
There was a time when big meant safe. Established industries like hotels, the taxi industry, media companies, and even electricity companies all looked like they were going to be around forever without much competition. Then Airbnb, Uber, Netflix, and Google came along. Nimble companies who got ahead using small teams completely focused on what their customers need and love, unconstrained by their own capabilities or burdened by bureaucracy. We know big businesses now business as usual better than anyone. The challenge right now, however, is knowing how to manage and encourage the extraordinary, which is exactly what innovation and remaining competitive relies on. With the need for strict controls, new opportunities can take so long to make it through big business processes, they're obsolete before their action. When they do make it through, they often look like more of the same than anything radically new or exciting. To combat this, with Fusion Labs, you will innovate with entrepreneurs to effectively scale innovation across your whole organisation. Our world-class, repeatable processes are captured in our training, accelerators, and our online platform, RadFrame. We can either help you improve your existing operations to be better at pumping out great innovations, or you can work with our innovation gurus using a method which is optimized to create great innovations in record time. Learn how to take ideas to prototype faster than you can say, complete this business case. Why is our innovation approach so good, you ask? Our in-house entrepreneurs have built their own successful startups. Between our entrepreneurs, we've grown an IT company from 4 to 1,200 people, valued at $100 million in just 3 years. We also know how to innovate within corporates, helping a mobile phone company become the largest bank in the country by applying a full banking system and launching banking through 6,000 branches in 8 months, bringing on 10 million new customers in 18 months. We're not just doers either. The team you work directly with has studied strategy and entrepreneurship from the world's leading schools, including Harvard, London Business School, and Berkeley. They've studied design thinking at Stanford D School, lean startup from Steve Blank and Alex Osterwalder, and corporate innovation from Henry Cheeseborough. With over 20 accelerators with ASX 100 companies under our belt, our team knows what world-leading corporates are doing to get innovation right. So let's grab a coffee and bring your company into the fold. With guaranteed results in under 90 days.
Great, so that was just a little introduction to the Fusion Labs team. And as mentioned, we do bring together international experience. We've worked on helping a telco develop itself into a mobile bank, the second biggest mobile bank in the world. We've rolled out fintech across Africa and other innovations like car sharing in Australia. So what we try and do is package that wealth of experience and apply that to a robust technology and framework so that we can help companies with speed and focus. We think innovation is really about speed and learning, focusing on the customer and being able to meet those user expectations, embracing experimentation. This is all about de-risking your unknown hypotheses through the process, how to effectively scale and then tapping into the right subject matter experts along the way. And as you can see, we've worked with a number of leading organizations. But what I'm here to do today is talk about something that's really, really difficult, and that is execution. So how do we move beyond just the idea? I think everyone in the audience knows that taking a great idea and turning it into a real enterprise is very, very difficult. It involves obsessing over the problem, deep user empathy, constant iteration and learning. How do we go about building the team whilst working with very tight budgets? And unfortunately, at some point, we also have to deal with some heartache and setback along the way. But that's okay, because if we learn from it, we're able to move forward. So what I'm going to spend the next 20 to 30 minutes talking about is why corporates need to be innovating. I'm going to give some real-life learnings like where it sometimes goes wrong, how to navigate a lot of those uncertainties, and then I'm going to take you through a framework and share a number of case studies that we worked on over the last few years. So Lynn, in her presentation, spoke about the definition of innovation, and she said, you're probably asking the wrong question. So I think innovation is one of the most overused, misunderstood concepts, not only in the startup community, but in corporate innovation as well. How I like to define it is threefold. Yes, it's about coming up with creative new ways of solving problems, but those creative ways need to be able to support a customer's unmet need, and that needs to be supported by a sustainable business model. A sustainable business model is one that makes money. Let me be clear, your innovation is not an innovation if it's not making money or deriving some sort of benefit, which could be intangible, but there needs to be an end result. And so we know this, and we can read up on the definitions. Why is it so difficult for a large corporate to still go forward and innovate? And this is the dilemma that they face with, is how to confront and engage in sufficient exploitation to ensure the current viability. What that means is, how do we manage the business as usual, the day-to-day operations, but still focus on the future? What are the big trends that are going to impact our business as we move into the next 5 to 10 years? And that talks to portfolio innovation, and it talks to how you go about investing in tomorrow's business. And what I'm so delighted to see today is a willingness by Telkom Indonesia to invest in programs like the Digital Amoeba. I think this shows a huge level of maturity and commitment to innovation. And so I firstly want to congratulate you on how far you've come. This has been, give a round of applause. I think this is amazing. Yeah. This is the hardest part. Getting all of this to where we are today is probably the hardest part of any journey. It requires so much executive support. It requires so much communication. And so well done on a job this far.
So all you do is you point.
Because you don't want to become this.
Click. Thank you.
That's fantastic. So, what can you tell me about this new digital technology?
Well, people love film. Film is forever.
Let me stop you right there, okay? People don't want the music sitting on the computer. They want the album in their hands.
Do you see digital publications as a threat?
Well, I'd hardly call them publications. No, newspapers are here to stay.
Downloads? Come on, who's got 2 days to download a movie?
Uber は自分の車を持つより安いですか?
I know that's a little bit cheeky, but I enjoyed the advert that came out, and I thought it's just applicable to organizations who aren't focusing on running programs like the Digital Amoeba. If any of you get the time, I highly recommend that you read this book. It's called Zone to Win, and it talks about how organizations can organize themselves for times of increasing disruption. It's been one of the most influential books that I've read recently, and it talks to these 4 pillars over here. And so the top right over there is the performance zone. You'll hear a lot of people saying, we need to disrupt ourselves. And yes, I agree, but that doesn't mean you need to go and attack your core business. The performance zone is where 80% of your revenue comes from and probably 100% of your profit. So why would you want to go and disrupt your performance zone? That's your cash cow. That's what funds all these other initiatives. And so look after that business, make sure it's operationally efficient and effective, and continue to incrementally innovate within that. But what you need to do is what I just spoke about, is focus on the business tomorrow. And this is the incubation zone. This is R&D, this is the digital amoeba, this is all the other programs that you're running that are ready to act on when a company comes and disrupts you, or if you're looking to break out with a new transformative innovation, which is up there. In terms of setting up a function, you need to have all the right structures in place. So you need to have governance. There needs to be a CEO. There needs to be a board. How can we use finance, HR, legal, administration to support all these really exciting startups around the room? Because ultimately they've got 5 paths. They're either going to get pushed into a disruptive, transformative zone, they're going to get pushed back into telecom, or they get spun out, they get acquired, or unfortunately they get shut down. These are the realities that we have to deal with, but we can give ourselves a much better chance of success if we have the